cancel. But yeah, so that's oh, what is, hold on. We can put this on. The multiplayer overview. Hold on, there's something weird about that ring that we just saw. Okay, never mind. The perspective made it look like it made it look like that the part of the ring that you land on, the part where it's breathable, seemed like it was on the outside of the ring instead of the inside. I was like, what the fuck? But it turns out it's just perspective. It seems like overall there's a good balance of new stuff and keeping things familiar. Yes. So the one thing that I think 343, I don't envy anyone that has to make these game decisions for 343, because it's going to be so hard keeping the game fresh while still satisfying the community that has supported the game since the early 2000s. So, you know, one thing I really do appreciate about Halo 4 specifically is that Halo 4 did take a lot of risks with the franchise that I think should be done in games in general, but it was just too much too soon, I think, for the Halo franchise. And Reach to some extent also did this. They really changed up a lot of what people liked about Halo 2 and Halo 3, and that's why for a very long time people did not like Reach unless they started out on Reach. And so but now it's like one of those classics that come back and you realize that you liked it a lot more than you thought you would. And so I think like 343 has had their time experimenting with the franchise, and I am cautiously optimistic about Infinite in hoping that they've learned from their mistakes and they've learned from their accomplishments as well. As much as I love Halo 3, I do think that experimenting with the franchise is something, experimenting with the games is very, very important, but what needs to be kept intact is the heart of the game. What made people like it, what draws them in, and what keeps them there. I think I'll try Halo 5 Guardians multiplayer again to put me in the mood for Infinite as it comes closer. Ooh. I wish I could do the same, but I don't have an Xbox, so... Okay. So one of the things that does put me on the cautiously optimistic side as opposed to just being completely skeptical is the way that they're gearing the marketing around Infinite versus what they've done in the past. So what I've noticed about E343 and what other people have pointed out about how 343 does these like showcases and stuff is that 343, for some reason, they talk about the people talk about how much they love being able to work on the franchise and how great this is going to be and what a great opportunity it is. It's very much focused on developers and what the joy that they get out of developing, which is fine, you know. But someone pointed out that it seems like you hear less about what people like about the franchise as opposed to how people see this as like an opportunity for their career. So one of the things I did notice with these new overviews that they've been throwing out to the public is that it's less about the career achievement or the accomplishments of the developers and more about what makes the franchise Halo so special. And that's something that makes me optimistic, because this tells me that the developers have an intuitive understanding of why people like Halo, and they are able to channel that understanding into their development. So I'm glad that's the supposed attitude shift of the company is being pushed towards retaining the integrity of Halo, as opposed to like, oh yeah, I'm working on this great and amazing franchise and it's so cool, you know. I don't know if I'm just rambling or if that made sense. I do. I even have the Halo 5 Guardians Edition. Sexy. Nice. So, Yeah, so right now they're talking about like what makes like Halo Firefight so fun. And it, like their answer is like the sandbox and like being able to like scour around the map and pick up and then yeah, be a fucking badass. And actually like my boyfriend asked me this, like why do you like the multiplayer? And like what do you want to feel coming out of playing Halo? And I told him I want to feel like a fucking badass. I want to feel like I can take on the world. I want to be Master Chief in terms of ability, not in terms of like the trauma he went through, just to clarify. Stopping here. I hope that the customization screen looks like this. It looks fucking great. It looks so good. So when I heard that Joseph Staten was coming back to work on the Halo series, I was pretty excited to hear that. For anyone who isn't familiar, Joseph Staten he wasn't creative director, was he? I'll have to double check that. Let me double check that. So I almost said Joseph Stalin. Not Joseph Stalin. Yeah, he was a writer for Bungie. So served as director of cinematics for the studio's game, the Halo series and movie dialogue. So yeah. So this guy was from Bungie and he worked on the original Halo series. So when he came back as director, I think that was a good sign. But a director is so much more than just being the writer of the series. You also have to consider the gameplay mechanics, the features, and all these other things that come in. You're basically one of the biggest shots at Halo, if not the biggest hot shot in the franchise. So he's going to make a lot of important decisions for the franchise. So we're like, again, cautious optimism is how I define my general feeling towards Infinite.
As your Spartan, really make your super soldier your own, and we're kicking off a journey, an experience that's going to evolve month to month, season to season, year after year.
So that points towards the statement they made about how they want Infinite to be a 10-year experience. So they want to make this the last Halo game for a long time and be a platform in itself where they keep building upon it for the next decade. So that's a nice hint towards that, and I'm really excited to see what their roadmap looks like. I think it's gonna be really cool.
For me, working through this multiplayer of this game, and the toughest challenge I think was really about how do we.
I'm gonna look at this guy's background because that's the type of shit I like to pay attention to. So he's got a Master Chief in the back holding it's like a controller stand. That's really cool. I really want that. Where did you buy that? Tom French, please tell me. He's got a microphone in the back. He's got this random fucking monster. He's got this guitar. Are these different controllers, maybe? A weird-ass skull. A Fender amp here. This guy's a musician. That's pretty cool. Oh, excuse me.
Respect the legacy of what came before us, but still build something that feels new.
We've tried to bring all these elements of legacy and really inject them into Halo Infinite, not just like in a way where you kind of won't notice it, where you feel like, oh, they really designed this to be a celebration of previous Halo, as well as an iteration of where Halo can go next. The vision.
I think this guy had the deployable Overshield on.
Of previous Halo, as well as an iteration of where Halo can go next.
Right there. So you see in his hand, he's got this, or maybe that's just his regular shield, actually. What some people pointed out in last year's showcase was that when Master Chief recharged his shield, there was a honeycomb pattern that framed the HUD. And a lot of people didn't like that. I thought it looked quite nice. So it looks like that honeycomb pattern is still going to be there. So sorry to the people in that camp. It looks like it's just going to remain. Also, I want to look at this map. Okay. Hold on, what was that guy holding just now? Was that a bomb? Oddball or something? Yeah.
The vision of Arena was all about a tight experience.
This guy... Okay, so when I watched this the first time, I was like, dude, you are not using that shotgun correctly. Oh my fucking god. This guy's standing 30 feet away, shooting this shotgun at this person and just spraying and praying.
It was all about a tight experience. It was all about being fair. It was all about earning everything on the map, earning everything, every kill you get.
Going back to like what is the core foundation of what made the great Halo multi.
Okay, this was interesting too. Hold on.
Core foundation.
Something I noticed. So I don't know if Halo 5 was like this. I don't recall Halo 4 being like this. But you can see like your team's activity on the left side here. You can see where it says like Arbiter Batch 2552. I'm glad that they're also simulating the shitty gamer tags that you find when you play in multiplayer games. So they're putting that in the side, but they're putting your activity right here close to the center. So just confirming that you killed this person. And there it looks like the point system is back as well. That guy was missing every shot with the shotgun, lol. Dude, oh my god, like, I understand that these people are developers and not necessarily, like, amazing gamers, but I think it's so funny when you watch, like, an overview of a game, and the guy playing is he's just so painfully bad at the game, and it's so funny. Thought that was my Valorant gameplay for a sec. Looks like my Valorant gameplay as well. If you look up Iron versus Iron gameplay, that's my fucking gameplay.
What made the great Halo multiplayer arena matches great? Halo, it's really about fair and balanced starts.
Player joined. Interesting that they have this activity show up. So can people join mid-match?
So everybody's on equal footing when they come off the rip. And then once they start running around, it's about scavenging. It's about finding new toys and kind of developing your playstyle as you run through the match.
This was the map that they showed when they teased screenshots of the multiplayer back in like 6 months ago.
Developing your playstyle as you run through the match.
What makes Halo feel like Halo? I feel like the answer to that question is the sandbox. Like, the sandbox is Halo.
Yo, what's up, Big B? How you doing, man?
Halo Infinite from a high level and the direction of what it is, there's lots of exciting things there because we really wanted to push what are the things that are true to Halo, but what are the things
okay, let me see.
That fans haven't seen yet.
Equipment is back, but equipment is kind of...
So, I have a lot of curiosity about the grappling hook. So he's using the grappling hook to grab weapons, right? So it's going to be really interesting to see how great, like this grappling hook is basically going to show off how great or how bad the physics engine is going to be in Halo. So I wonder if are there going to be any indicators of what you can grab on, what you can't grab on? Can you just like grab on anything and just like, I don't know, harass the fucking environment with your grappling hook?
Equipment is back, but equipment is kind of has a bigger voice than ever before. We ask questions to ourselves of if you could go after, a power weapon to get a bunch of kills.
Nice, dude.
Would you do that, or could you go and get grapple to make sure that you swing yourself to the other side of a map to back cap a stronghold? We saw it as like another avenue of not just skill expression, but
so this is also
swing yourself
what I find
to the other side of a map to back cap
I'll need
a
to do a little bit more research, but I'd like to know what the bigger role of AIs are going to be. So I think this is like the AI mechanic that they teased, but I'm not entirely sure.
We saw it as like another avenue of not just skill expression, but tactics for teams to coordinate around.
The exciting combinatory nature of, this toy plus this toy and how those interact.
I want to take a look at that HUD.
The exciting combinatory nature of, this toy.
So
the exciting
I think someone pointed out something about when you look down the sights for the AR, it's very similar to what you have in Halo 5.
Amazing.
Looking at how the power-ups...
Yeah, that build-up for the hammer, it takes 5 fucking years. You can see like that, and then like it hopefully like that they pay back that build up, that wind up of the hammer with, I don't know, bigger area of effect or something.
Play like your classic power-ups like the Overshield and the active camouflage. For this title, what we're looking at, what we're excited for, is you pick that up.
Sorry, I had this thought about how he used the grappling hook to pick up equipment. And Chris, hello! Thank you so much for the sub, dude! Glad to have you here. How you doing, my dude? Just talking about Infinite. Okay, I was about to make a joke about how this guy used a grappling hook to grab a power-up or equipment, right? So my question is, can you hold more than one piece of equipment, right? Or can you be a hoarder and like pick up 2 or 3 or whatever? Or like when you pick up an equipment, do you lose usage of your previous equipment, like how it works in Halo 3, right? So I'm just imagining this guy using a grappling hook to pick up more grappling hooks and just has a grappling hook like human centipede chain going on, where he's just like stealing all the grappling hooks and everyone is just like, where the fuck is the grappling hook? And it turns out Billy over here is just stealing all of them and just fucking around, not even getting kills.
The active camouflage. For this title, what we're looking at, what we're excited for, is you pick that up and you choose when you activate it. It goes into your inventory. If you haven't used it, and someone kills you in multiplayer,
I'd assume you swap them out, Lamau. I hope it works. That's how it works.
You drop that Overshield, and then they can take it, use it for themselves.
Okay, again, this guy is so... they gotta stop giving this guy a shotgun, I swear.
He is very legacy, but we took the equipment side of it and modernized it. When it comes to the vehicles, we went in and decided to invest a lot in the
Yo, dog, I heard you like grappling hooks. Here, you need a grappling hook?
systems.
You get a grappling hook, and you get a grappling
When I
hook.
take damage in my Warthog, my wheels can get blown off, my hood can get blown off. There's different aspects.
That's another mechanic I find interesting that they mentioned is like the countdown of your vehicle about to like explode and kill you along with it. Can you imagine like just I like wonder how relevant that's gonna be, because I feel like would people like flip their shit when they're trying to like, I don't know, bring the flag back to their base and they only have like 5 seconds left on their Warhawk timer or whatever. Oh man, never noticed the wheel was off in this. What are those wheels? Yeah, dude, Sup Frozen, you good?
Of the vehicle that change how my vehicle handles now. And,
we got this guy. Hold on. I keep going back and I just notice something new every single time I've watched
There's
this.
different aspects of the vehicle.
There's this dude with the turret just like failing to kill this other dude on the turret, and you got a banished ghost right here with a wing missing as well. So I really like the idea of like diagnosing the state of your vehicle with how it looks in game. We got a guy sprinting.
Change how my vehicle handles now.
Like he is not like shooting him.
That's brand new.
The other thing we
properly.
added to that is like this doomsday mechanic. So when you hit this threshold, the vehicle catches fire, and it's very much, you've got a certain amount of health or a certain amount of time, and you gotta choose what you want to do with the last minutes of this vehicle.
We've got a cousin to the Warthog, which is the Razorback.
The back has this like multi-storage compartment that you can put a lot of stuff into. So if you want to put like...
Oh man. I'm excited for when like you use the Razorback, you manage to blow up a Razorback, and it's basically like a loot box for people, right? So people store their power weapons on there, trying to transport it, and you explode the Warthog, and you got like rockets and grab hammers, like a shotgun, and hopefully the person you give it to isn't as shitty as the person that's using it in the video, but
detached turrets, power weapons, fusion coils, objectives.
Yeah, like a customizable really Warthog would be really cool.
The Razorback kick a lot of butt in MP and campaign.
And it looks like you could fit 4 people. Okay.
The levels define pace for the game, how frantic it is, and they define that.
Can you store a ghost on to start putting other vehicles on the Razorback? You start having a Razorback on a Razorback where there's a Razorback on that Razorback. Oh dude, that's a true human centipede Razorback. Pog.
That iconic fantasy.
Also, I love that the sniper completely just said fuck it to the vehicle.
For players as they're entering that match.
Come
what
on,
do they want to do?
Dude, shoot something.
What type of experience are they hoping to have? What kind of combat? What kind of dance floor is there available to have that combat in?
Oh my god. that's something I'm so excited for, when you grapple with another person. That was something I like wonder, like if you grapple something, do you go towards them or do you pull them towards you? Is there something where are you able to control like if you pull things towards you or you pull yourself towards that thing, right? I don't know if they'll that or is it always going to be like it like depends on the physics or whatever. Excuse me. Was that a threat sensor? Yeah, that threat sensor thing. So this guy activated his, like, they have an ability called, like, the threat sensor or whatever, and it's basically, like, you can see other people on the map or something like that. Nearly got ran over. Cool.
All about experiencing the full extent of the sandbox of Halo in just one match, right? Like, you see the vehicles, the weapons, the equipment.
We
got turrets here.
We really wanted to take that kind of concept, those feels you had, you know, playing the previous games, and just turn the volume up. Vehicles are no longer just...
Okay, so we got a Wraith, a Banished Wraith here. Banished Ghost. Let's see if there's anything else interesting in here.
Spawning at bases anymore. We have Pelicans delivering
Did someone, like, jump off the Wraith?
And just turn the volume up.
Oh, no,
Vehicles are no longer just spawning at bases anymore.
Yeah,
we have Pelicans delivering them, and we have a commander in your ear telling you that Pelicans are going to be dropping off.
Yeah, dropships are pretty interesting.
We have Halo 2 style Delta Halo mission weapon pods that fall from the sky to resupply the field.
That's where it makes it feel like a real battlefield.
So that's very similar to Halo 4. Like, where spawns of weapons are kind of announced.
Very exciting.
This is not
unless
just
you
more
control
players.
when they
This
come,
is
and that's basically more like COD, I think, where you can ask for drops.
The announcer is your big gameplay moments, your game modes, just like the
I like want to peek at the background here.
way it was before.
Wait, is this dude wearing a mask? Hold on.
The announcer is your big...
It looks like he's wearing like a ski mask back there or something. I can't tell. Or like a helmet. But I love like the social distancing they got in this office right here. They got like 5 people filling up this like 800 square foot office or something.
Gameplay moments, your game modes, just like the way it was before. Personal AI is really a reflection and information for the player.
Okay, here's the AI. I was making a joke with my boyfriend that this AI looks like the random tools you get in an IKEA set, and I was just like they're just making random shapes out of these AIs now. It even has IKEA colors.
So if a player grabs a flag, your personal AI is going to tell you to, get that thing back to base and give you some like moment-to-moment updates.
Our team took the enemy flag.
What if we can let players choose their own AI, and each one of those are different voices? So that players can find the one that fits their personality and their mood the best.
They add to the sense of like me as a Spartan being more important.
If anyone from 343 is watching this, can I be an AI and I can just like use the most obnoxious version of my voice and be like, "Yo, bitch, get that flag back to base" or something.
And
I
for
don't
us
know.
in multiplayer, it is really about becoming a Spartan. Your Spartan.
Can I record my own voice?
The Halo universe.
Can we all use our own voices for our AIs? That'd be so fucking hilarious.
Content
pretty
that we
cool.
have on
I'm like
day
looking at
one.
this stuff here. Yeah, shoulders, helmets, visor, coating. So what's interesting is that you can partially predict what sort of features are going to be in Infinite based on what they're doing with MCC, because I feel like they're experimenting with like coding and like weapon skins and all this other junk for MCC. They announced cross-platform for Infinite. They experimented with that on MCC. So it seems like they're treating MCC as like the pre-Infinite to test out these mechanics and prime the team to implement those mechanics for Infinite.
Ensures that there will be millions of customization combinations for
Oh, you're gonna have... Oh, no, just kidding. I thought that was
on
something new.
the battlefield. That includes things like armor coatings.
If I were to be an AI in that game, I'd be like, "Hi, my name is Jeff." I think How about you guys? What would you do for your AIs? I think for me, if I were a personal AI for someone, I'd actually put in like my most robotic voice possible. Like, hello, welcome to the game. Or like, double kill, triple kill, killpocalypse, killtacular. I don't know. Or like, game has started. Or enemy, or like, what is it? Flag dropped. Flag taken, or some stupid shit like that. Or I'll go like full meme shitpost mode and I just say random shit like I am now.
Armor emblems, various armor effects, down to the individual armor pieces. So your shoulders, your gloves, your knee pads, your helmet, your visor, your helmet attachments. Then you look at weapons, and we've got a whole slew.
Okay, so this is something I'm really excited for what the menus look like.
Your helmet attachments.
I mentioned this earlier. But it'd be so, like, when they were showing, like, the white space, kind of looked like that one SpongeBob episode where he was, like, outside of time and space. They showed, like, the white space, and they were, like, pointing to the different, like, armor pieces. I really hope the customization screen for the armor looks like that. And I really hope that the weapons and vehicle skins that they have for Infinite will look something like this. This is really, really cool. So you see, like, your character in the back, and you see, like, the weapons come up like this. And, oh, it shows even the date of when you acquired it.
Look at weapons.
Oh, and apparently there's a rarity system? That's interesting. So rarity... Yeah, I wonder how they're going to do the rarity system.
Whole slew of customization offerings there.
Armor hall, body and AI presentation, vehicle bay, weapons bench.
Vehicles have a huge pool of customizations too. We support customization in the game. Players can do the same thing on Halo.
Okay, this is super cool. Is that customization is going to be like you could do it over your phone or on your desktop or laptop or something like that. I don't know, if some reason I'm in a coffee shop and I don't want to work anymore and I just want to customize my Spartan, I guess I could do that.
Waypoint.com, as well as the Halo Waypoint app.
And so let's take a look at this. So Companion is the AI, it looks like. Games, that might show like your career report or whatever. Customize home profile. Let me see. Yeah, so rarity system. Again, legendary helmet. It makes me wonder how you're going to acquire this armor then, because, well, they did mention like later on in this video that they don't have a loot box system, but they do have like a season pass system similar to the one that we have at MCC. But I don't see how that's relevant to the rarity tiers that they're going to implement on the items and stuff that you acquire, unless, like, I know you're allowed to purchase it, so maybe that's how they play into it. I don't know. Let's see. So you see achievements and challenges, battle pass. This is where the battle pass stuff comes in.
The player also customizes the Spartan, the soldier inside the suit. We want the Spartan to represent the player.
Okay, ray tracing. Hold on.
Waypoint.com, as well as the Halo Waypoint app.
So
the player also
I don't understand ray tracing that much. Ray tracing is like reflections on surfaces, right? So we got some ray tracing in the back. That's pretty cool. You see a helmet, some weapons, stuff like that.
The soldier inside the suit. We want the Spartan to represent the player as much as possible. They can change their body type and their voice, as well as choose prosthetics.
Oh, okay, so this is what the actual customization screen looks like. So we're not going to get that white space like I had hoped, but that's okay.
Aesthetics for the first time.
Coatings offer us a unique opportunity to craft some hyper-polished looks and let you express yourselves in ways you've never been able to before. So we're coming at this from a player-first mentality. So what that means is that there's no random loot in this. There's no loot boxes. It's very important to us that everyone understands exactly...
Wow, that BR work was...
There's no loot boxes. It's very important to us that everyone understands exactly how they unlock customization content, and we have a variety of places where they can do that. First off is the Battle Pass.
The Halo Battle Pass will never be taken away from you. And what I mean by that is once you buy it, it's yours and does not expire. In future seasons, you can purchase old Battle Passes as well as the current Battle Pass and choose which Battle Pass to put your progression towards.
All of these rewards are single source, so you're never going to be confused about where things come from. If you can unlock something in the Battle Pass, we're not going to let any other players circumvent that by purchasing it out of the storefront.
A lot of our stuff is unlocked through playing the game and only through playing the game. All customization is just cosmetic.
Okay, let's take a look at this picture here. So, me and my squad, right? So you can get a bionic arm, just like in Reach. You can have a bionic arm. I like this visor. So look at these fucking visor patterns, are wild. This guy's looking at a kaleidoscope for his visor. How is that practical? I don't know. Hopefully it's only a one-way kaleidoscope pattern and not like he's seeing a kaleidoscope within his helmet. Can you fucking imagine being like looking through your helmet and like the whole world's like fragmenting? You're like, I got this, you know?
Every season
This guy is like Wing Chun looking dude, like ready to like square off with someone.
Have its own theme and introduce new components, new looks, new gameplay for players.
Hold on, there's something else I noticed in this. This visor, unless his like eyes are on his forehead, how the fuck do you see through that? Okay,
Its
that's
own
it. That's all I
theme
wanted
and
to
introduce
mention.
new components, new looks, new gameplay for players, new opportunities
Because
to
with that visor, this is what you'd see. This is like literally, hey, hi, hello. How the fuck are you supposed to do anything effectively like this?
earn and collect cool rewards. We've seen the samurai.
Okay, the samurai armor I'm super stoked
That's
for. You guys
one
already
of
know
our
that.
event armor cores, and that's going to be something that players can earn through gameplay for free.
With us going free to play for the multiplayer part of the game, like that was a big goal because, you know, how do we have a way we can always bring players in, right? And they can, when we have a new update, they'll just dip their toes in if they even just want to see it.
Not only are we free to play, but we're free to play on PC as well as console. And what that means is we're able to get the biggest audience we've ever had. I mean, everybody gets to play with no barriers. And even better, your progression carries from one platform to the next.
Getting our game to be on PC and console at the same time is an amazing chance for us to really just kind of excite new players about the game.
Okay. This looks like Halo Infinite custom headphones, which is really fucking cool, because this is an icon that they were using in the game that we saw earlier. It was like right next to some like customization skin that they were doing. So they're probably gonna have merch for this headphone. At least I hope so, unless you're a 343 employee and only 343 employees have access to it.
How can we do things like make crossplay interesting and like
Astro A40s. I have them. Nice.
even in just customs, being able to just play with your
Wait, is that actually what it's called? Astro A40s? Let me see. Oh, okay. Okay, yeah. So they're just gonna have like, it looks like they're doing some partnership or something with them later. Okay, got him. I threw mine away. Yo, thank you so much for the raid, Justin! Thank you. How you doing, man?
friends. Like some people have PCs and some people have consoles, and like let them talk to each other, let them be friends.
It's hot.
To be a Spartan.
The Academy is a place that you can go within MP to kind of onboard into the experience. It's great for newer players who are still picking up the controls and all.
No. How we did it back in my day is that if you wanted to learn how to play the fucking game, you get thrown in open water and you get shit on constantly. I'm kidding, but it's going to be interesting to see how they bring up the Academy.
It's a series of
or how useful it's going to be for
both a tutorial to get started for the first time, weapon drills to practice with specific items, and
it's going to be like the range, I guess, in Valorant, where you can just like warm up.
Explore the game as you want to.
For players who are new
That's
to
probably
Halo,
how it.
let's help them learn what the
Hold up.
Get warm, explore the game as you want to.
This guy, the guy he just killed is 343 Frenchie. There was a guy named Tom French earlier. He was like a multiplayer director or whatever. That was probably him he just killed.
For players who are new to Halo,
yes, bots.
let's help them learn what this universe is about. Some of these characters, what are they about? And help them kind of know the vocabulary that people have been speaking for now almost 20 years, so that when they come in there, they don't feel like they're behind everyone else. They can kind of come in on an even footing.
I mean, I'm super jazzed about bots.
I don't know. Can the Academy compete with playing since 2007?
I think they're awesome. Our goal with bots has been to have a variety of difficulties that kind of provide a good training partner.
Bots? You mean practice shoots?
Partnering with our players on the road to launch and after launch is absolutely critical, right?
I mean, Halo's always been about the community conversation.
We want to make sure we hear our players, make changes where we can based on that feedback, make sure the game is ready for launch, and then even beyond launch.
What I'm genuinely excited
Okay, let's take a look at this map. So this like desert looking map keeps showing up in like the multiplayers alongside that like space looking map. So we got a market here. All right, so we got swords. Looks like this is where they did equipment pickups and stuff.
about is taking the game out of our
I'm trying to like get a
hands
better
and putting-
view. OGs are going to steamroll through all the new players. I'm predicting that. That's how it happens in every single Halo game.
Whether it's seeing what people make in Forge or the content that they're able to create with
So Forge coming back, Theater's coming back.
the theater, watching streamers go after the game.
To get involved, you go to haloinsider.com.
Okay, predictions of when they'll have the flight for Infinite. And I hope I can actually play it. I really want to play the Insider. Please, 343, please. I've been streaming your content for so long. Let me get into the Insider program. I'm already in the Insider program. Let me get into the multiplayer for Infinite.
Put in your info with
We have less than 24 when the game comes out before everyone figures it out.
your gamer tag, and we should be able to reach out to you if we want to invite you to a Halo Infinite flight.
We feel like we've got a pretty good...
All right, guys, is this when we spam Spartan343 at Microsoft.com and tell them to get us into the Halo Infinite flight?
We feel like we've got a pretty good selection at launch.
Speak it into existence. I will manifest my participation in this beta. And you know for a fact, if I am legally allowed to stream it, I will stream it. So you guys will be the first to know if I do get into the beta. I'll talk to them for you. Please, Brian.
What's going to be there for
Use
our
your
fans.
connections.
And this isn't going to be something that is just a static set of items. We have some new stuff in the works already, and just
Gotta
can't wait
chuck
to
the
really get
fusion
into
coil
that
at him.
as soon as this game comes out.
Did he chuck it without? He didn't have a grappling hook. So I think can you like pick up
Something
stuff,
that is just a
random
static
shit in
set
the
of
environment?
items. We have some new stuff
Yeah, I don't know if he may have actually. He may have. But it'd be really funny if you could just pick up random shit in the environment and throw it at people.
in the works already, and just can't wait to really get into that as soon as this game comes out.
New maps,
And you have to have the reaction speed of like a fucking boomer to not react to that.
modes, new ways to customize your Spartan. Launch is just the beginning. Now we're just going to be able to talk, interact more frequently, and that's just going to be great. That is the future of Halo Infinite multiplayer.
Thank you to the community for all their feedback over the years so far. And
I love it when I hear people say that. Like, thank you to the community for your feedback, aka so many of you have bitched and we're listening to you now. Because you know, some of the more passionate Halo players like are giving a lot of feedbacks. I just think it's such a professional and classy way of addressing that.
looking forward to the Road to launch itself, and beyond.
Okay, that guy was at least better with a shotgun. What weapon did he just use right there? Hold on, let me see. Is this the, it's like the Promethean rifle, the light rifle, I think? Yeah, that looked like their light rifle. Very nice. All right, I think I have exhausted the Halo Infinite content that was released at E3. So I think I'll go for like 5 more minutes. I can address any other last minute discussion items or any questions you guys might have. But overall, I think I will, over the next 5 minutes, I will wind down for the stream because I got to take a piss later. But yeah, body dropping nicely. I like the ragdoll physics. Yes, the ragdoll physics look really good. I'm really hopeful that the physics is really, really good because if they're going to have the grappling hook and all these different things, like, you got to have a very in-depth, physics system. So I'm just going to, let's go to Twitter, guys, and let's stalk the Halo Twitter.